And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome back to the podcast, the dark side of. Thank you. Changed up some camera angles, so give me a little bit of a break. I'm used to looking right here, and we've been doing this ever since we opened the studio. Now I have to transit my eyes a little bit further, but we did fix something. If you notice, the top of the screen is even with the real top of the screen, and that's what we had to do. We had to move the camera so that we could. It's actually an effect, and Coney Daddy told me what that's called, but I'm old. I'm 54 now, and if I learn anything new, I have to forget something. And I don't know if it's something that I might need later, so I just refuse to learn anything new. The podcast is your home for rational crypto news and objectivity, leaving emotion at the door, talking about what we like, why we like it, and where we see it going. We are not offering financial advice. Ha, wink. We are telling you what we do, and that is all. We don't slow down. We don't let up. Full speed is our only speed. I'm your host, Scott, pragmatic investor who has won and lost fortunes. Joining me, as always, greatest producer of all time, the one, the only, the redheaded Belle. How are you doing tonight, Belle?
You know what? I'm doing fantastic. Although Sofa Ninja is chiming in telling you happy birthday, Scott.
Oh, yeah, that was a couple days ago, bro. And no, I didn't get any well wishes. You guys suck, by the way. Belle said happy birthday, and my dad said happy birthday, and that's about all I got. You guys suck. Now, I'm not a big birthday guy. Just let me get it out there. I hate receiving gifts, unless it's like big boxes of bourbon. You can send me those all day, man. I'll thank you, and whatever is necessary. But I hate receiving gifts because it like obligates me to return something of equal value, and then I got to go and look and see what they spent and all that shit. Not because I'm a tightwad. I'm not. I'm actually. I like to think I'm incredibly generous, and we've helped out a lot of people here, podcast family, over the years. But I don't know. I always feel like an ass when somebody gives me something, and so I try to avoid it. Birthdays are for women and children. That's it. It's a big deal. It's particularly the girls that celebrate their birth week. One day is not enough for them. Not for these angels. They need the entire week to be special, to make them feel unique. Men, we tend to not care, but it is nice to hear it. It is. Oh, hey, thank you. Yes, it is my birthday. So yeah, I didn't do well this year. Maybe next year. Next year I'll be double nickel. So maybe it'll work out a little bit better next year. Who knows? We don't know what kind of place we're going to be in next year, but I'm just saying that the future is looking bright. Now, I purposely titled the stream the way I titled it. By the way, do you guys like it? The studio got a new suit of clothes. We had to put it up there to match the Sigia icon of the purple and black, and it just made sense for me to do it. So while I love the yellow, and they're right there, I can change out the backdrop in 10 minutes, and that one might be making another appearance, but I wanted to represent that. I'm talking to the wrong camera. I wanted to represent that this is what we are, this is what we're doing, and yeah. It bricked the lights a little bit, but I'm going to get over it. So let me tell you why Jackal people are the luckiest in crypto. When Jackal came into existence, now it started like most other protocols. It was more or less kind of an idea and a chain, and sure, we can get it out and let's see what we can make happen. But it was a deep end project that was launching with effectively no customers. Now that's sort of typical for most of these projects, particularly the ones in the cosmos. They've never been customer focused, aside from buy my NFTs, that kind of shit. But they've never really been consumer focused. Jackal suffered. They suffered immensely. The first one was because there was a little bit of a bug when they first came out, and Gadigan, you guys remember him? Yeah, he went out and sniffed it out. He basically held him for ransom on Twitter, and as opposed to paying it, they just tore down the entire protocol and rebuilt it. It took them about a year. So the Jackal token was alive and trading for a year with no actual underlying protocol. There was nothing there. It was not released yet. So then they get it fixed, and they launch the new chain comes back online. This is the repaired version. It's very, very similar to the one that you're looking at right now, but there were still no apps on it. So Jackal doubled down, and instead of trying to make transactions per second faster, they said, let's put stuff on the chain that people want to use. So along came Jackal Vault. Now, Jackal Vault was their Dropbox, their version of Dropbox. Dropbox was ZK and Dropbox was ZK and self-custody. That was their first version of it. They racked up about 1,000 customers were ended up using Jackal Vault, but I would argue that it never really took off because it was not mobile compatible. Wasn't even browser compatible. Basically, you had to be on a desktop to use Jackal Vault. It was a functional interface. I wouldn't say it's the friendliest one out there. I mean, I'm not knocking Aaron. He did a good job, but it wasn't really the most user-friendly kind of interface. And the problem with it is the same problem that most of crypto has, is that you have to learn something before you can use something. That's called barrier to entry. Any barrier to entry is going to knock your consumer base down by 90 to 95%. Only the diehards are going to go through the process to learn to use your stuff when alternatives are out there. So Jackal continued to build. They continued to push out new products. Some of them worked. Some of them were out there. Jackal Pin. Some of them were taken behind the barn and shot. Radiant. I think Radiant did get taken behind the barn and shot there.
That's what Patrick said. Yeah. It got taken behind the barn. He didn't say it got shot, but he did get it did get taken behind the barn.
It got shot. You know, not all of them are going to be winners. So I sat on a space yesterday. I was just listening in. I was in a Twitter X space mood yesterday, and I was listening into a bunch of things. And the one space that had the most action on it, of meeting people, about 100, and maybe 120 people were actually tuning into this. And I listened to this thing for an hour. And it occurred to me right at that very moment that Jackal people are the luckiest people on the planet. And I'll get into that. I sat on that space listening to that for an hour, and the entire discussion was, how do we build a protocol that people will stake their Bitcoin to so that we can generate meaningful yield on it? Let me say that again. What kind of protocol do we have to build so that people will land their Bitcoin with us and earn yield on it? Of all the years. And we're not early, guys, by the way. We're not early anymore. 2012 was early. We're not early anymore. But of all the things that you could do with blockchain, of all the applications that you could do with blockchain, of all the problems that blockchain could solve, to this day, we're still discussing how do we build a new protocol so that people will land their Bitcoin on us and earn yield on it. That's it. That's what we've learned. That's what this space has learned. Trials, errors, ups, downs, rises, falls, everything. The only thing they've learned is that we just have to make it better so people will land their Bitcoin on us and earn yield. That's it. So why is Jackal investors the luckiest people? I know the price action doesn't reflect it. I expect some negative comments. In fact, I hope you do. I really hope you're going to come up here and point out that it was high once and it's low now. I really hope you do. Because the difference between what Jackal is doing and what apparently the rest of the Web3 space is doing is they are actually looking for consumers and organic growth. I had to talk to Patrick today. He was on his way to a meeting to talk to a potential customer, but he took a couple minutes to talk to me because I needed to know, can you do this with Jackal? Because we have a meeting tomorrow with another potential customer that could absolutely blow this thing up. And when I say blow it up, I mean beyond your wildest dreams. But it all depends on Jackal being functional. And it is. So I said, Patrick, we're going to need something special here. Can you do it? And he said, we could absolutely do that. That's why you're lucky. Because the people who are heading this thing up, the vision that they have for it and the drive and the ambition is to make a protocol to solve a problem, not to create a problem and then build a solution. They're not doing that because you've got to be shitting me that all the brain power in the cosmos and all the brain power on that space and all these people that were together didn't realize that there are lots and lots and lots of places that you can land your Bitcoin to earn yield. Why does everybody struggle so hard to just be part of the herd instead of being that one guy on the outside that's just giving them the finger and saying you're all wrong? That's why you're lucky. Now, for me personally, doesn't matter. We will be the single largest purchaser of Jackal tokens in the entire space. Nobody is going to end up purchasing more Jackal than we are right here. We have to purchase the Jackal because we have to pay for the storage. Not how do we find yield for this? Not how do we attract liquidity? We're not looking for liquidity. We're looking for customers, and we're lining them up. Now, tomorrow is a great big old day for us, assuming I have the brand new revised APK is sitting over on my phone. That's the Android. That's for all you Android people who are waiting. Sitting on my phone right now, and it is dead sexy. But because we are building 3 protocols at the same time, we brick the API just a little bit on the Android side. So we're not putting it out yet. I would be happy to, but we're not putting it out yet. Now, the team over there is going on a coding bender because I told them flat out, because you promised me this delivery date and because we put it out, we're not getting egg on our face again. You got to bring in more people. You got to work, go on a 36-hour tear. You go ahead and go on a 36-hour tear. I don't care. We're paying for it. But this will be ready tomorrow because you promised and because we promised our people. Now, let me get real clear here. This is the end of the beta innovation. And what I mean by that is that the back end is fully functional. That means I send a file I take a selfie, I send it from my iOS and I send it to my desktop. I pull it up on my desktop and I see it. Then I take that file and I share it with a whole separate account on my Android. And then I pick up my Android and I show you that same file. That is fully functional. That is 100% back-end, fully functional, doing exactly what we said it would do. It's going to need some polish. When you spend that much time building out a very, very complex back-end, because we are incredibly complex, you're going to lose a little bit of the polish. All right, it's not there. We have a saying in the Navy, work it may, shine it must. And Dad, I'm sure you remember this because that's been around for a very, very long time. My father is on the stream tonight. Work it may, shine it must. We went a different way. We said work it must, shine it may. Now, this is where we're going to need the testers. This is where we're really going to need you guys to come in here. This is the time to nitpick. Test base functionality for us. Upload a file from your phone and go on your desktop and check if that file's there. Share that file with any other Sigia tester and make sure that they get it. Now nitpick it. You don't like this color. You don't like this verbiage. This button would be better here. This would make this all a lot better. I would like to see this kind of process implemented. This is the time for that. This is what we need now, is what is going to make it friendly for the massive amount of people that we hope to get. Now, from a business standpoint, BD, business development, look, this is where I am. BD in marketing, this is where I am. Bell is in operations and project management, but this is where I am. So we are going into an 80-20 thing right this very moment. That means 80% of our effort is being focused on to enterprise, 20% of our effort is being focused on to consumer. This app, as it's designed, is an ideal solution. How do I know? Because we're not reaching out to people. People are reaching out to us. That's how I know that we're a good fit for an awful lot of people. But we need consumers. 2 reasons. 1, for me, it's about ethos. I think your data should be private. I think your data absolutely should be self-custodied. I've seen 3 other protocols spin up. 3 other protocols spin up that are doing something similar to what we're doing. I know because they all show up on my Discord. Well, check out what these guys are doing. Guess what the new focus is? And if you do a little research, you're going to find this out. It's to monetize and sell your own data. You get it, right? For you to be able to monetize and sell your data so that you get yield on your data. Is this what your privacy is worth to you? Is this how important it is for you to remain neutral? Is that if somebody will give you a little vig on top of what's already happening out there, you're going to go along with it, huh? That's it. You will sell everything that cheaply. 3 different protocols come up. I will name them by name. We will go over them on this show because that's the new thing right now. Not storing data, monetizing data. And if it's going to happen anyway, Bell, right? Because we've all accepted it, that it's going to happen anyway, then you might as well profit from it. I will give you that information. I will lay it out. I will test it. I will show you how all of that works if that is what's interesting to you. We go a different way. We cannot even see your data, so there's no chance for us to monetize it. Your privacy is of paramount importance to us. Sorry, man, I'm fired up. I don't know if you guys could tell. I haven't went single camera this long in a long time. I just really wanted to get this out. So why are Jackal people the luckiest in the world? Because from the Jackal side, they get it. They say, we need consumers. We need organic growth. Tokens are just tokens, and there are millions of them. We need organic growth. We need customers. Sigia is saying the exact same thing. We don't even have to divide our loyalty because we don't have a token. But I want you to write this down. The largest single buyer of the Jackal token will be Sigia Cloud Labs, not just for this app, but for every app. Our second app is already in construction. Going to have a very, very alpha version of it. Should be available in a couple of days. And for those of you who would like to keep your private texting, your private messaging private, you let me know. Maybe we can do something for you. But overall, I've never been as excited as I am right now because it's starting to come together. It's been a long road. It's been a hard road. Look at Belle. She changed her hair color. I mean, this is what she had to do because she was going gray. And that's why you did it, Belle, didn't it? You said, no, I just like being a redhead, no, because you were going gray, weren't you?
Oh, no. It was actually a little bit worse on the camera than gray.
It was bleach white.
No, mine isn't coming in gray. It's coming in silver. It's actually reflective. It's bad.
She's getting old lady hair. So slowly through our journey through this, she's morphed into Storm. Now, one more little bit, then we'll get to some questions, and we'll carry on and start getting into the nitty gritty of things. I'm going to throw out two little words, just because Belle and I were exploring. Sloan Kettering. And that's all. And that's all I have to really say about this. Sloan Kettering, show of hands. Who's heard of them? And I'll just kind of leave it. Yeah, I know you have. And I'll just kind of leave it there. So yeah, and we got a big pitch that we're doing tomorrow. And boy, this one feels like a slam dunk. I don't want to jinx it. I'm gonna say that we're gonna fall flat on our faces on this, but it really, oh my God, we're such a good solution. I mean, we're right in there. So anyway. What was I just saying? Oh my God, I derailed myself. I'm sorry, man. Look, I'm already thinking towards tomorrow.
Well,
I'm thinking towards Saturday. What was I saying before I got derailed, Bill? Bring me back.
It's okay. I was going to say, rather than continue squirreling, we do have a few comments and questions.
Bring it.
All right. So first comment coming in from Sofa Ninja. I like the update to the shirt with the SigiaCloud.io added.
Yeah, and yes, that's important. I'm going to get about 20 of these made. We'll give them out. We'll give them out on the show. So I know I already owe you guys a bunch of T-shirts. I'm just lazy. That's all it is, man. Like, it has nothing to do. They're there. I'm just lazy, man. Stuffing them in an envelope, doing this, wrapping bourbon glasses in bubble wrap. I have a hard time with that. I might send everything. I can mail one thing and let somebody else take care of that, Jason. So if a whole bunch of swag starts showing up at your place, we'll know what to do with it. All right. Look, I'm just not gonna. All right. It's not that I don't want to, and I want people wearing our stuff, but I am that just critically lazy about walking into the United States Post Office to mail stuff, because I'm terrified that one of these days I'm going to walk in there, Belle, and the wanted posters, it's going to have my face. And I'm like, fuck. Oh, what did I do? What did I do? All right, Belle. Anyway.
Yeah, no. You're not going to have a wanted poster out because that's what we have a lawyer for. He's not going to let it get that far. Come on.
You know what? They'll find me in Thailand. All right. I'm going to Thailand. That's it. Look for me there. If you're struggling to find out where I am, just contact Rack FM, because I'm probably hanging up with Robo Bobo just getting into weird shit over there. That'd be a hoot. All right, Belle, carry on.
All right, new type. Bitcoin DeFi? That's what Jackal was discussing? No, 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 no. New type. There was a space that took place at about, what, 2 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday. I was just bouncing through spaces, bro. No, what the fuck? Jackal has nothing to do with that. They're
Yeah,
DeFi in name only, man.
yeah,
Just because they have a token, but they have nothing to do with that shit.
yeah. No, 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 no. It was a space that was being run by a bunch of people from the cosmos saying, okay, well, yeah, how do we get more traction from Bitcoin to the DeFi? And
Yeah,
I forget what they originally titled it, but okay, I jumped in listening, heard several things that I didn't like. Yeah,
yeah. It
I'm
was.
sitting there having a fit.
I'm like, man, look, you guys have learned nothing. All right, over all the years that you've managed to tank this fucker right into the ground, you have learned absolutely nothing. What you're planning to do is build, and it's not like I think you could do this on Nolus, right? I mean, or Babylon or some shit. I mean, whatever. It's
Yeah,
already out
Babylon's
there.
confirmed. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
already there.
it's already there, and it fucking failed. It failed utterly. And you're like, yeah, but we just got to make it better. No, you don't have to make it better. You need a new fucking idea, and you simply don't have one. Magmar, your new boss, the new boss of Adam, was on there and just nodding along. Yeah, man, that's what we really have to do. You guys learned shit. You learned shit. Jackal, you're lucky. You guys are very, very lucky that the way things are lining up, they are lining up. Belle,
And
carry on,
and
please.
I tried requesting the mic on that space. I was waiting for a good 45 minutes and never got brought up to
No,
speak.
man, because they don't do that. They do that to talk to each other. They don't do it to talk with people. They do it to talk at people. We do a show a little bit differently. Anyway, keep it coming though, new type. Let's talk, bro. Long, man. I'm fired up tonight. Go, Bell.
But yeah, no, Jackal didn't have anything to do with that space, new type. So no, 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 no. All right, anyway, Bradley Co. Wait, a token looking to create products in the real world?
Yeah, I know, man. Weird, huh? These guys just don't get crypto, man. Jackal just does not get crypto. All right, it's about hype. It's about fuck it. I don't care, man. We've been saying the same shit for 5 years. No, it's about consumers. It's about consumers. All right, that period. It's about consumers. How do banks here earn yield? All right, new type. I'm gonna leave this out to you, man. Type it up in a simple, less than 180 words. How do banks earn yield? Type that up. I will read it verbatim, and then we can have that discussion. But how does Bitcoin earn yield? And what is the point of trying to do something that has been done 10,000 fucking times out here? Now you're trying to build, you know what it is? You know those real sketchy, out of the way sex shops, Bell? You're familiar with them, right?
Everyone knows what those are. They're right off the interstate usually.
Yeah,
You can't miss them.
but the ones that are like way off the beaten path, that are just way you just feel dirty walking in there. That's the only thing that you're gonna get from Cosmos right now is the red light Bitcoin yield district out here in the Cosmos. That's great, Bell. I should coin that one. Jason, clip that. All right, there's got to be some there. You got the bright lights and the flash and all that other stuff that you can do it on Ethereum or Base or basic virtually any of the top 20 protocols. And then you got Cosmos way out there on the fringe, and you got a red light district, and you got you got Mags and all these other guys out there wearing skimpy clothes saying, "Hey, you got any Bitcoin? Huh? You got some Bitcoin there, sailor?" That's it. That's what they're trying to build. It's ridiculous. Go ahead, Bill.
God, I just had a funny thought come to mind. If Atom were actually a business, we'd be hearing them called the lumberyard, where real men go to get wood on Laser 103.3.
Oh no, what was that other one? I invented it as part of a live read. I used to do live reads, just silly dumbass commercials that I made up, and we're pitching products. I used to do. I had one. You guys might like this if you remember from the way back. The Man Yard. That's what I called this one. We were doing an advertisement for the Man Yard. The Eastern European all-male review. The Poles with the Poles.
Yep, I remember
Poles
reading that
with the
one.
Poles. That's Cosmos. All right, that's Cosmos out there, because this place is a fucking sausage factory. Anyway, carry on, Bill.
All right, so Bradley Co., how do we connect to other Sigya users?
You're going to need a couple things. Now, right now, because it's beta, the contact list is basically wide open. You're going to see everybody who's testing. You're going to see both Android. You're going to see iOS. Choose. All right. In the future, you'll be able to users, we're a privacy app. So right now, we're just opening it up so people can share. But on the Android, right now, you're going to have to type in the name. So you're going to have to know. Think of it like email, bro. You can't send an email to somebody unless you have their email. They gave you their email address. You can't call somebody unless they gave you your phone number. We're the same way. All right. They're going to have to give you their account nickname for you to be able to send data to them. That's all it is, man. Like, we can't right now. It's an open phone book. Going forward, when we actually go to the very next to the last stage, we're almost there. That's going to be a blank slate. Now, you're going to be able to build your own contact list. If you are sending something, a friend, a partner, whatever, start to show up in your contact list. So when you click that file, you click contacts, it's going to open up. There's going to be a search box for you to add new contacts or everybody that you've sent files to in the past. It's going to be right there. Click, share, who, gone, done. So, but yeah, right now it's kind of it's the white pages. Who remembers the white pages? Is anybody out there that old that they actually remember phone books? Remember, they used to drop them off on your door. It was like every quarter.
No, it was twice a year.
Twice a year. Yeah, my dad used to, he was so bored. He used to go through and read the obituaries, and he'd find names in the obituaries, and then he'd open the white papers, and he'd find that guy, and he'd scratch his name out. My dad did not have a lot of hobbies, but that was his big thing, was updating the phone book. It was the funniest thing I ever saw. Bell, carry on.
Crypto Sailor, DeFi is inevitable. It's a massively superior risk distribution model. Even big data will get on board when they get get the value proposition. I also mean deepen.
Yeah, and I completely agree with you there, bro. But somebody's going to really, really have to crack the nut before big tech is really going to notice. Now, I think that we are an ideal candidate to really do something like that because we are embracing everything that blockchain can do. We are embracing all of it, not moving tokens from A to B, but moving data from A to B. With the same level of security and the same finality that you get out of moving tokens from A to B. This is such a no-brainer. It is still shocking to me that nobody's done it. I mean, every single day, me and Bell, I talk to Bell, I say, I cannot believe nobody's done this yet. What the fuck? So here we are. And yeah, Crypto Sailor, I agree with you, man, because when big tech decides they're going to take over, they're going to. And we are well aware that it's a race. All right. We're not sitting here babe in the woods. We built the best thing ever and nobody's going to be able to match us. These guys have unlimited resources. They have 1,000 coders for our 16 coders. They can absolutely put our lights out, but they have to see the value proposition. Now, Crypto Sailor, just think about this for a second, bro. In fact, we should have a show with Crypto Sailor. Me and him could just discuss this because I think it's very, very important. I've gotten Occam's razor on this an awful lot, trying to figure out why they haven't done it. Now, my simplest explanation on why none of the big data storage, data center, data providers haven't done anything like this is because they are simply so profitable on the current model that they don't want it to change. They get a twofer on this. Now, I've said it over and over, but I'm going to say it one more time. The data storage industry is approximately, this year, I just looked, is approximately $350 billion annually, going up by about 18% year over year. Don't take my word for it. Go ahead and fact check me. But the data sales market is over $1 trillion now. They make 3 times as much money selling your data as they do hosting your data. So what exactly would be their incentive to give you zero knowledge? What would be the incentive for them to do it? Because what they did, the very second they hit go and upload it and it's out to the world, is that they just killed off $1 trillion marketplace that they themselves are capitalizing on. Now, that's my thought And Crypto, look, man, me and you don't agree on everything, but I would really like to hear your viewpoint on this. Go ahead and type it in chat, bro. We'll have the discussion right now. I say it's not in their interest to build anything like this because it would kill off their most profitable arm of what they do. We can't do that because we simply can't see your data. And let me tell you the test that we did. This was the final kind of finality test that we did. I don't trust anybody when it comes to your data. Nobody. So I had all of my devs on a meeting and I said, this is what's going to happen. Whoever can see the file server right now, they're going to open it up. I want to see the file go in there. And when the file goes in there, you're going to open up that file. The file that went in there was me taking a big old selfie of myself. I know you guys have watched me do it. I named it. I sent the file up. I watched it appear in the file server. I watched it appear on my own desktop version. I said, you're going to double click that file. And if that file opens up and I see a selfie of myself, I am going to bring the hammer of God down on you guys because you've wasted our time. Double clicked, file cannot be opened. Do you know why the file cannot be opened? Any kind of coder person out there, do you know why the file cannot be opened? That's what happened. Then I took that file from my desktop and I sent it over to my Android and I watched the transaction take place. I said, I have to see this take place. And I opened up my Android and I saw my big smiling face like that. That's not a full audit, clearly. But that is enough for me to tell me that it is doing exactly what we said it was doing. The only other part, and that's the part that you guys will never, ever see because there's no need to, is the data going from our file server. I've seen it. You're not going to because there's no point. But watching the data leave our server and go to Jackal. That's the final step. And once it's on Jackal, it's gone. We can't see it. We can't control it. We can't manipulate it. You cannot open anything on Jackal unless you have the keys. We don't have the keys. We have built the perfect system. Not unhackable, not uncrackable. We can even get into some of that stuff. Let me metaphor this real quick. I know and I'm going to lose people here because anytime we go technical, stick around. All right, I want to give you an overview of what we built and why we built it. Typically, most data centers, hospitals, financial, anything, doesn't matter. They have this great big ass clump of data. This is the gold, all right? This is the dragon's hoard of gold. The gold, the swords, the helmets, all that other cool shit, the sign-in, and yeah, there we go. And they wrap a wall around it. Now, that wall is very, very strong. It has intrusion detection. It has all the security measures that you should see. But everybody in the world knows exactly where that is. They have all the time in the world to try to penetrate your system because your data isn't moving. They know where it is. For us, they don't even know where it is. We don't even know where it is. Nobody knows where it is. So before you can even start battering down and breaking down the walls, you have to find where it is. That's your first step. That is the very first step. Now you've found, look, this is the data. I found it. It's over here. Great. Now break down the walls. Now you have to crack our security, our server security, Jackal security, to even get to the files. And then when you get to the files, Bell, what do they see when they get to the files? When they get up there and they can start downloading those files, what do they see?
Gobbledygook.
Because they're encrypted, not by one layer of data of encryption, AES 256, but by two. So you better have a quantum if you want to see my dick pics, because just illustrating a point here. So you say, great, but you know what? We're going to ransomware them. We found out where those sets of files are, and you ransomware it. Great. That file's out of commission, but guess what exists now? 2 other copies of it. You better bring your map, because now you got to find those. And you got to do it quick, quick, quick. Because 60 minutes later, Jackal's going to be polling that network and say, this file is out of commission. We have to stand this up and move that file to a brand new location. So you got an hour. You got to crack the security and this, the security in this, and the security in this to get double encrypted files so that you can try to launch a ransomware attack. Good luck. That's all I'm saying. One more, Bell, and then I'm going to play a song.
All right, Bradley Coe, would we be able to store Jackal on Sigia down the line?
Elaborate on that. What do you mean, bro? Do you mean Jackal? I don't understand that question, Bell. Read it again. Maybe I'm not getting it.
Yeah, the question was, would we be able to store Jackal on Sigia down the line?
You talking about data you already have up on Jackal? Is that what you're talking about here? Clarify it for me, bro, and let me know. And yeah, I see that we have dropped down to 14 viewers. As soon as we get technical, we've been saying this forever and ever, Bell. The very moment that we get technical and actually tell you what we built and why we built it and how we built it and the security and privacy, all that other stuff, you lose everybody because crypto doesn't care. Crypto cares about token go up. But for those who know, now you know. That's what we built. So if you want to crack it, have a go, bro. I'm kind of confident. Ask one more, Bell, while I queue up the next song. I'm going full screen on you.
Bradley Coe, Jackal knocked it out of the park partnering with you.
Bell, explain that. Jackal didn't partner with us.
Yeah, Jackal has not partnered with us. They are open source and they have welcomed us building on top of their network, utilizing their tech. There is no official partnership between Sigia Cloud and Jackal Protocol. I wish there was, but unfortunately, that's not the case.
Yeah, and I'll elaborate on that for just a second. I need to queue up a new song. By the way, the next song is Chicago, a song by the band Chicago. So if you don't like Chicago,
Sigia fan, I have not forgotten that you paid the other night to request a Weird Al song. So
what was the Weird Al song? I'll queue it up right now because I'd rather listen to that than Chicago. It can't be that 8-minute song.
Well, yeah, again, it was originally Albuquerque. He did have a replacement, but I couldn't remember what it was. So, you know what? I'm fine with Amish Paradise.
All right, I'll play Amish Paradise. Go ahead. Let me elaborate on that, why we don't actually have any kind of part. Jackal, I know this is weird, guys. Give me. Jackal themselves are open source. So anybody is more than welcome to build on top of Jackal if they would like to build on top of Jackal. There's nothing, Jackal can't stop us. It's open source. The code is out there for everybody. Knock yourself out. What we did was see the value in the application of what Jackal built. All right, we need a clean forensic environment, and Jackal built a clean forensic environment. That's why we needed it. That's why we built it there. But there is no official partnership. Whenever I say Jackal, all right, I'm not speaking for the team. I don't speak for them. We don't talk that much. I really have nothing to do with each other. But when I need a hookup, and meaning that I'm going to bring you a whole bunch of data, but we need you to do this and this, they're there. They are responsive because they also recognize the value prop in this is consumers and organic growth. So anyway, hope that answered the question. I'm going to go ahead and hit play now. So Sigia fan, yeah, bro, I got you. Weird Al, this is the one. I couldn't think of one, man. This is what you get. Hope you guys enjoy. Please stick around. We got a lot more to talk about. D-Day is tomorrow for us. Right here on the podcast on the KPOD network. Please stand by. And ladies and gentlemen, Belle was singing. Did you see her singing? Belle! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats, kids, welcome back to the podcast. And thank you. God, I love Weird Al. I mean, I'm with you, Sigia fan, dude. I love Weird Al. I watched that movie, Daniel Radcliffe. There's something about having all the money in the world like Daniel Radcliffe. He was Harry Potter. Belle, did you ever see the Harry Potter?
I did see Harry Potter.
You saw the Harry Potter?
I did.
That guy's got all the money in the world, and he takes these oddball roles. Like, I think one of them was like called Guns Akimbo or something like that. But I watch all this stuff because I like somebody who's just doing it because he likes to do it, not because he needs the money. But they did the Weird Al thing, and it was played by Daniel Radcliffe. Fantastic job, by the way. I mean, the kid's just a wonderful actor. I thought the funniest role I ever saw him in was though on a show, a Ricky Gervais show called Extras, and you remember that he was on there as. He was on there and he was hitting on the girl and he was like, he pulls out a condom. It's already unrolled. He said, yeah, see that? I got a Johnny, and I smoke. Like he's trying to be a big man to impress her. But I didn't know he had such a drug problem. Weird Al. I didn't know he got caught up in all that shit. I always thought that he was separate from it, because he's just doing parody videos. But yeah, no, apparently he got completely caught up in the 80s and 90s. Good for him, man. Now he's got stories to tell. All right, I got to clarify one little thing here because I said this was kind of going to be a crypto show. And it is. Let's call it a blockchain show. But as I said, Sigia Cloud Labs will be the largest single purchaser of Jackal tokens. But let me put a little caveat on this. And I've tried to make this point over and over, and it gets lost every single time. We're not investing in Jackal. We are paying for a service. I mean, you guys get this, right? So any token that is purchased by Sigia Cloud Labs is tokens that will be spent, not sold. Now, I understand it's real tough for the Web3 world to wrap their heads around this. I know because Bell and I have been battling this forever, for years, to the point where we didn't want to do it anymore. We were like, look, people are just not going to get it. Anything that we purchase, Sigia Cloud Labs purchases, will never be sold. There's no point. We are not an investment group. All right. We are a blockchain enthusiast group. Let's just call it that. The tokens are spent. They go to Jackal Protocol to pay for a service. Now, if you want to know what Jackal Protocol does with those tokens, they have a Discord, they have a Telegram. In fact, I think it would be funny because nobody talks about this. But go onto their Jackal Telegram, go onto their Discord, and just simply ask, what happens to the tokens that are used to pay for storage? Because for some reason, of all the questions that DGen's asking, all the questions that investors ask, and all the people that even fans or enemies of Jackal ask, they never ask that one. That is the most important question. I think it's critical. And that is the entire purpose of this show right now, is just to try to illustrate that point. So when I say we're going to be the largest purchaser, it's because we need that much storage. I made a tweet today, just a little short one. Didn't get any action. Nobody cared. Nobody got it. In my opinion, based on what I know, the most profitable entity in the Web3 space in the next, call it 18 months, as far as bang for the buck, is going to be a Jackal storage provider. That is where I see the value of this going, because we can't function. Bell and I can't function. Sigia Cloud Labs can't function unless Jackal can handle the data that we're sending to them, period. So while they are equipped to handle petabytes, I don't think that's going to be enough. Just my opinion. Now, questions. Get to it.
All right. So the quant, Scott, what are you talking about? Jackal, lucky people in crypto. Look at the chart. Bitcoin is near Pico top, and Jackal can't even get above a 50 million market cap.
What?
The cycle is
No. Go ahead and finish it up.
The cycle is about 4 months away, and then what do you think Jackal will do? It's going to pennies.
All right, bro. It's already at pennies. So I can kind of stop you there. I'm going to assume you got to the show a little bit late, because did I not just say in the first segment that the only thing that people are going to care about is price action? Bell, did I say that? Did I say that very thing?
And he was chiming in a little bit later, so.
Yeah. This is the DGen mindset, man, because you're still expecting a big-ass cash influx to come out to the alt world. People have caught on. Everybody's caught on. There's a reason that there is going to be no fucking alt cycle. We've been saying this shit for years. When all of crypto Twitter was abuzz talking about the summer of 2024. Don't you worry, it's coming. Everybody knows this. And then it was going to be the summer of 2025. We just moved the goalposts a fucking year because everybody knows this. You were all wrong.
I'm already hearing chatter saying, okay, summer of 2026.
Okay. You guys are all wrong, and I'm right. I will be the lone guy on the mountain giving you all the finger. I tried to warn you. I tried to get in front of it. I took care of my money. Did you not take care of yours? This kind of sounds like a you problem. And if your entire investment strategy is hoping that somebody comes over here and buys your fucking token so that you can dump your bags on whoever came in after you. You missed. You missed. That part is over. It's a new Web3. And the new Web3 is going to be starting with deep in focus with consumers that have Web 2 penetration. Go ahead and bookmark it. Clip it. Our videos are open to anybody, man. Clip it. And if I'm wrong, go ahead and post it all day. Mock me, ridicule me, have a go. But I'm not wrong. Hope that answered the question. Belle, carry on.
All right, you know the biz. I love it, Scott. We're still very early with the questions and knowledge people have. Congrats. I see the future, man. Amazing. Belle, you are the cutest. Keep the fire going.
Belle's, I'll give you a round of applause for that, Belle. Yay, get the fire going.
It's been a long time since I've been called cute.
Cute. You know what? Baby ducks are cute, Belle. You're like a baby duck. All right, it motivates me. You're like kittens. Little kittens are cute. Or puppies falling over this, like a puppy trying to go up the stairs. You know, they trip and they just roll down. And they're, oh, look how cute that's. You're cute, Belle. Carry on. I'm not going to let you even answer that. Carry on, Belle. Do your job.
All right, so G Torres, WTF is this? Amish hip hop?
Yeah. Oh, dude. I'm not even going to excuse you on that, man. You got to be shitting me. You've never heard that song. That was millions and millions of views, but apparently G Torres was not one of them. Yeah, man, look, it's, yes, Amish hip hop. That's what it is. I thought that was one of the best songs he did. Fat. I like Fat because that one was just funny as hell. But boy, he parodied Michael Jackson to hell and gone. But you know what? He had to go at everyone. I actually saw an interview with that. I forget who did that song. Who did the song Gangster Paradise? Was it Coolio?
Yeah, it was Coolio.
Okay. Yeah. And I saw Weird Al in an interview and they asked him, they said, look, Coolio has a real problem with you parodying his song like that. And he says he's going to really take it up with you personally. And Weird Al just said, well, I guess I'll stay away from Coolio. I mean, that was great. He was just like, okay, I guess I'll stay away from the fucking guy. That was fantastic. Anyway, carry on, Belle.
All right, Political. We caught that. Bella was singing along. She was throwing up Amish gang signs.
She was all, I don't even know what an Amish gang sign would look like.
I don't either.
I guess it would be
I'm
like
not Amish.
It's like you got to reach into your back pocket and pull out your wood planer. That your handheld wood planer. That's it, man. That's how you know you're in the clique. You're in the Amish clique. You can't. Not even a modern tape measure. Yeah, you pull out your wood planer or your great big ass hammer. That's how you know. Carry on, Belle.
All right, G Torres. Sounds like the Amish won't be a Siggia customer to me.
No, you know, we're exploring every avenue of we're exploring every avenue of those who may or may not utilize our protocol. We're not really targeting the Amish right now. I guess.
You know what? I would not be opposed to targeting the Mennonites, though. They're a lot more technologically advanced.
Yeah, but are they really going to get blockchain? I mean, you don't need to know blockchain.
If we abstract away the Web3, I think they'll get it.
We already abstract. It's done. I mean,
I know,
done.
But I'm talking about with future products.
Okay, well, you know what? We'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do. We can build. Oh my God, would that not just? You know what? For me, honestly, this would be as irrelevant as that. This would be as irrelevant as that space I tuned into, trying to find ways to attract Bitcoin liquidity. Is building a private communication app specifically for Mennonites. You want to talk about just simply pissing money away? That would be exactly what the new Atom and ICF or whatever the fuck they are now. That would be exactly what the new Atom leadership is doing. You're basically going after the Mennonites. You're going. That is great. You're going after the people who might not know that you can earn yield on Bitcoin. That's it. That's your idea. I can't get past this, Belle. All right. I'm having a real problem with this one. I just can't I couldn't believe what I was listening to. After all this time, I couldn't believe what I was listening to. And I was like, they are just dead serious about this. This is it. This is the idea. And people were getting excited. They had hundreds of people tuned in. We could hit 20 and we're gifted. I mean, that's a great night for us.
And okay, so yeah, I waited 45 minutes after requesting the mic and finally just got up there and put a comment attached to their space directly and was like, guys, you can't think this way. This is not how it.
We're going after Sloan Kettering. We're going after all of these. It doesn't matter. There's no Sigia token. So thanks for tuning in. All right, we don't have a token, man. Good luck. No, carry on.
All right, new type. Okay, so Sigia will only make money from fees, correct?
Sigia makes money because we provide a service that we're paid for. Yes, that's it. The easiest way for me to equate it is Dropbox, bro. All right, you pay to use Dropbox. We're a better Dropbox. That's it. So it seems like the model is already well established. Now, we are realistic enough to know that we're not going to get that kind of brand recognition. They were first. So we'll never get that kind of brand recognition. Our ideal market would have been the privacy advocates, because we are the most private and secure method of doing anything that you're ever going to do, aside from sticking it on your personal thumb drive and putting it in your pocket. We're bringing that kind of level of cloud security, but we'll never get that kind of brand recognition, bro. All right, we don't. They were first. They were early. First movers have all the advantage. They have all the advantage, but they stopped innovating because they figured, why would they innovate? That goes back to our earlier discussion, or what I was, musing on, is the fact that they can both sell the data and store the data. So what exactly would their motivation be to introduce the privacy element? Now, if they do, if we come out, let's just pretend we're a hit. All right, let's just pretend we're everywhere. Everybody's talking about Sigia. You bet your ass Dropbox is going to roll in that if they see that it's more profitable to secure the data than to sell the data. So who knows? But until somebody does that, they're not going to change their business model. There's no incentive for them to change their business model. That's it. That's my entire rationale and reasoning behind this stuff. So we're going to be more, enterprise is going to be more receptive to us than consumer. But we will not ignore consumer, because for me, it's about ethos. I think you should be protected. I think your data is the most valuable thing that you have. So for me, I'm going to continue to do it, even though I don't expect it to be hugely profitable for us. I don't expect it to. It's too much work, man. It's just too much work to try to get it out. Man, we could pay ad agencies millions and millions of dollars to put Sigia Cloud everywhere. But for us to get an ROI on that, dude, we would need to 10x the amount by user that we spent. Because we have to pay for our storage layer. We don't own it. We have to pay for it. So maybe we could, I don't know, man, maybe in a future discussion or something like that. But yes, we earn based on our pricing model. We pay this much to Jackal, this much goes to infrastructure, and this much goes to the corporation. And it's just a business, man. I mean, I get it. It's not exciting for Web3. Just being a business is not exciting. But history seems to suggest that it's better to have organic growth than pump and dumps. I mean, tulips, bro. We're not tulips. Anyway, hope that answered the question, Belle. Carry on.
All right, new type. Did you look more into that tweet I tagged you guys in, the partnership with Theta and Syracuse University?
Oh, you know what? And I love that, man. That's fantastic, bro. So Belle and I were actually broadcasting out to Theta Network years and years and years ago. There's a lot of barriers to entry to Theta. Now, I'm still a fan of the product. I like what they're doing. I think it's a really, really good idea, but I think they missed their window. That's just my opinion. From a broadcast standpoint, I think they missed their window. They are niche of niche. I mean, you got to be really, really deep into this stuff. It's not like at the time we were doing it, you had to download the Theta app plus another thing to actually be able to watch videos. And unless you're Mr. Beast, nobody's going to do it. So it was a struggle. Now, the idea...
And on top of that, we did try streaming to them. And they would only let us have videos on streaming to them at under 780p.
Yeah.
We are way higher than that. We are much better quality.
We actually stream at 4K. If you crank your settings all the way up on whatever you're watching us right now, you're going to see that we're streaming at 4K. But the kicker is that they do bandwidth sharing. It's brilliant. The idea behind it is absolutely brilliant. But for you to get the max resolution and the max capabilities of the platform, you need hundreds of viewers up there. And that means everybody's sharing their bandwidth with each other. I love the idea. I think it's brilliant. I think it's world changing. But you also have to recognize brand recognition. And the only way to make that work is to get a real big player, a big YouTube player, a big Twitch player, a big anything player over there to incentivize people to tune into those streams. And you're just not going to get it. They did some cool stuff, man. Like we could literally airdrop NFTs to people live while we were streaming. I could just click your name. Bell could sit there, click your name, click an NFT, and airdrop to you because you had to have a wallet to get on there. But again, that wallet by itself is a barrier to entry. So it's a great Web3 product. But the money in Web3 is over in Bitcoin. It's over in Ethereum. It's on Solana. It's on XRP. It is not consumer facing. So yeah, I dig it, bro. And we've used it. I could literally go live on Theta Network right now and we'd be streaming to maybe one person because there's a lot of shit you got to know to be able to get onto those things. I'm just, great tweet though, bro. I appreciated it. Bell, carry on.
All right, Sofa Ninja, a question that just came into the contact at sigiacloud.io. I'm able to transfer my files from my phone to the app. On the contrary, I didn't find a way to upload my files from the app to my phone.
When you say app, are you talking about the web app? Because honestly, man, look, what you got over there, and that's Siggy.
Well, the web app's not released to the public yet, so it's got to be either the Android APK or the iOS version.
Yeah, I'll read the question again. Let me make sure it's clear in my head. I've been drinking. Go ahead. Go ahead, Bill.
All right, so I'm able to transfer my files from my phone to the app. Mm-hmm. On the contrary, I didn't find a way to upload my files from the app to my phone.
Download feature. Yeah, tomorrow, bro. Just for clarity, man, look, I have to pay for all of this. All right. All of the bandwidth, all of the storage, all the everything. It's coming directly out of my pocket right now. And I'm broke. So I'm trying to save a few pennies because we need to get 9 months after launch. So I got a limited runway right now, man. And I have to say, I'm not working on a grant. Nobody gave us a grant. I'm not working on a big cash infusion because nobody gave us a big cash infusion. It's all of our money. So I'm trying to save pennies wherever I can, bro. And downloading data, that's all I'm sure that's what you're talking about, is just being able to download. It should be it should be tomorrow. I'm going to check my phone afterwards. I'm going to talk to the team and find out and make sure. But yeah, it's you're doubling our bandwidth costs by downloading the file back. That's what you're talking about. It's doubling our bandwidth costs. Now, once we go live, yes, all these features are in there because people are paying for these features. So that's not a problem. But right now, it's all my money, and I'm just trying to save a few pennies. I am very, very surgical with my spends. We don't do conferences. We don't just do shit just to hear ourselves talk. We have to get an ROI on everything. So that's just it, man. It's download. It's coming, and it's gonna, because we're still in beta, Bell. It's gonna kick me right in the goddamn pocketbook. But it is what it is, man. We can't show it.
You and me both.
We can't show it off unless you can really hit the gas. So yeah, that's gonna be there. Hope that answered the question, Bell. Carry on.
All right, so Toot, if there are gears in the UI on this web app tomorrow, I will scream bloody murder, laugh out loud.
You know what, Bell, or Toot, you're going to get whatever the fuck I give you. All right, whatever we do and we decide, that's what you're going to have to deal with. You are dealing with the most private and secure network that mankind has ever seen in cloud form.
I have actually asked that those gears be removed because it is confusing some people.
Yes, and I talked to him and I said, leave the gears in. So let's see which way it goes tomorrow, Bill. It's beta. All right, it's beta. As soon as the gears come out, Toot, we're not in beta anymore. Now we're in launch. Now I have to justify everything. Now I have to explain it.
The little gears on the background of the app itself?
Yes, as long as those gears are in there, we're in beta. If you go to Jackal Vault, guess what? They're still in beta. Bell, it's been out for a year and a half and they're still in beta. I got a real good piece of advice from a founder that I greatly, greatly admire. And it was something along those lines. So you guys can go ahead and fish that out a little bit. Carry on, Bell.
That was actually the last one for the moment.
Perfect. So anybody who is not testing Sigia Cloud but would like to, we'll get you hooked up right this very second. Contact at sigiacloud.io. Now, whatever you see today is not what you're going to see tomorrow. We tried to onboard as many people as we can to test our servers. That's all it was, man. All of this mass data, Sith Lord sending up 300 files at the same time. We were testing our servers, and it was very, very important that we do that. Our next version is coming out for the polish. This is where you can nitpick and be real, real bitchy. Now, I'm looking forward to that. Belle's got a spreadsheet ready. She's ready to write down all your comments and concerns. Before we send that spreadsheet to the team, it's going to me. And I'm going to look at it and say, nope, or yep, and yes, this is important. Trust me, man. If it's important to you, it's important to me. But I got to prioritize fixes. So this is the time for the spit polish. We're not exactly the Titanic right now, all right? We're the Titanic before it hit the iceberg. So go ahead and polish up the brass. Tell us how to polish it. We need to know what kind of app you want to see, what kind of functionality you want to see, what kind of features you want to see, because this is the time for it. It's coming tomorrow. But if you haven't been testing for us and you want to see, it's a hell of a lot better to see the journey from where we were to where we are. So if you're not testing for us, contact at sigiacloud.io. Jason is standing by right now, and I promise he will get you hooked up. It's a new era. And the funniest part about this is no matter how wildly successful Sigia Cloud ends up being, and we're having unicorn discussions over here because we are the perfect solution for so many people that have had problems, Sloan Kettering. Look it up. We're still going to get ignored. I would love to have company out here on this lonely island that I've been living on for so long, telling you there's no alt season, telling you that organic growth is preferable, telling you that actually generating revenue on a protocol is favorable, than hoping people simply buy your tokens. I'd love to have some company out here. Anyway, that's all we got. I will be live tomorrow. I don't know if Belle can spare the time, but I promise you that I will be live tomorrow night. It's D-Day. I'm going to take my bow, or I'm going to take the hate. Either way, if it goes good, give me applause. If it goes bad, go ahead and bust my balls. But I'm going to be here for it. Either way, I don't know if Belle will be. But that's it. Belle, if we got nothing else, go ahead and talk us up. Take us out. Don't roll your fucking eyes at me. I can see you from here. Get us out of here, Belle. I had a wonderful time tonight.
All right. Again, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who joined us this evening, we cannot say thank you guys enough. We do appreciate each and every one of you guys and the comments and questions you send our way. Now, with that being said, we are expecting to have a lot of updates tomorrow and may potentially be live at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. In between now and tomorrow, if you guys have any other comments, questions, or concerns, definitely don't hesitate to reach out to either Scott or myself, Scott at ThePodocasts.com or Bella at ThePodocasts.com, and we'll get those answered for you. Again, we can't thank you enough, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Almost, Belle. Almost. I just got a notification from YouTube. I swore one too many times. We just demonetized. I said it one too many times. Apparently, it's okay to say it on occasion in a moment of passion, but I had a lot of moments of passion out here, and apparently I had one too many.
It's like one time every 10 minutes.
Yeah, but it was one time too many. Welcome to YouTube. This is why we like to stream on Omniflex. Cheers, guys. We'll see you next time. Where's the end?